Welcome to Brianna Speaks, where real stories, deep dives, and unapologetic truths come alive. I'm Brianna, and I'm here to bring you bold perspectives, compelling conversations, and everything in between. So, let's talk about it. Today we are going to cover 3 topics, all about the recent controversy with Diddy and Mike Tyson. All right, let's dive into this wild story about Diddy, prison politics, and Meek Mill. This is one for the books. And let me just say this up front. Love him or hate him, Diddy knows how to keep the drama alive, whether he's free or locked up. Apparently, even behind bars, this man has folks stressed. And no, I'm not talking about his legal team. I'm talking about dudes in prison literally fighting over who gets to make his bed. Yeah, you heard me. Fighting. Over. Bed making. I'm not making this up. Shout out to Lisa Evers, who brought this story to light. She recorded a phone interview with a former inmate from MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This inmate claims he was in the same unit as Diddy, and he spilled some wild tea. For privacy reasons, Lisa altered his voice, but let me break it down for you. Inmate. Yeah, dudes were really acting different around Diddy. Like, people were forming cliques, getting jealous over who got to make his bed or who was close to him. It was wild. Imagine being in jail, fighting over bed-making privileges. People were seriously saying, "Why you let him make your bed and not me?" That's some next-level nasty work. Honestly, I thought prison was about survival, not competing to be somebody's housekeeper. But hey, I guess Diddy's still got that aura, even in orange jumpsuits. Lisa, how are the other guys treating him? Did they seem respectful? Inmate. Yeah, but there was jealousy. Like, if someone got too close to him, others would get mad. It was like dudes were trying to outdo each other for his attention. Did Diddy just turn prison into a season of Love Island? The man's got grown men forming alliances, scheming, and beefing over bed-making and commissary hookups. Unreal. Now, on to Meek Mill. While Diddy's unintentionally running a reality show in jail, Meek is out in the trenches doing his thing. But he wants to make something very clear. He's no Diddy gang. Nope, not him. Despite all the poolside moments, the hugs, and Diddy calling him daddy, Meek is making sure it's understood he's not with the shenanigans. One moment he's out here in matching outfits with Diddy, and the next he's making it clear he's not part of the drama. It's giving complicated relationships. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. This whole situation is a lot to unpack. Are we giving Diddy props for keeping his boss energy alive even in jail? Or is this just way too much? And Meek? Is he really distancing himself or just playing it safe? Either way, the drama never stops. The recent controversy surrounding Diddy's legal troubles has sparked a whirlwind of reactions across social media and among public figures, with one particularly notable response coming from rapper Meek Mill. Meek's decision to publicly distance himself from Diddy by coining the phrase "no Diddy" has gained significant attention, quickly becoming a trending topic online. However, this very public move has also raised deeper questions about loyalty, intent, and the motivations behind such a decisive rejection. Their bond was well documented in the media, portraying a friendship that went beyond mere business. They shared moments that some observers found unusually familiar, even sparking jokes and rumors about the nature of their relationship. Yet now, in the face of the allegations against Diddy, Meek has chosen to break away publicly and dramatically. To many, this abrupt disassociation feels calculated, more about safeguarding his own image and avoiding backlash than about addressing the deeper issues at play. This raises an important question. Why now? If Meek Mill had concerns about Diddy's character or behavior, why didn't he distance himself earlier? The timing of his rejection suggests it may be less about moral clarity and more about optics. By aligning himself with a trending narrative, Meek appears to be strategically insulating himself from any fallout that might arise from being associated with Diddy. This reaction, while not uncommon in celebrity culture, invites scrutiny about the sincerity of his motives. It's worth noting that Meek Mill himself has not been accused of any wrongdoing in connection to Diddy or the allegations against him. The speculative rumors surrounding Meek, such as insinuations about his sexuality, were largely unrelated to the legal controversies facing Diddy. In fact, these rumors did not require Meek to so publicly and performatively sever ties. If he wanted to clarify his stance or address his personal life, He could have done so without throwing Diddy under the bus. Instead, his decision to publicly denounce Diddy feels like a move designed to capitalize on the controversy rather than to confront any substantive issues. Meek's "No Diddy" moment mirrors countless other instances where public figures quickly abandon those who fall from grace, prioritizing their own image over genuine reflection or accountability. Let's dive into the chaos that unfolded at the weigh-in between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. If you've been following these two, you already know this isn't just a boxing match. It's a full-blown spectacle. Drama, storytelling, and viral moments are all part of the game. And Jake Paul? He's the king of turning controversy into cash. First off, Mike Tyson, 58 years old and still looking like a force of nature. Seriously, how is this man in such incredible shape? A six-pack at his age? It's almost unfair. People are speculating. Genetics, maybe a little chemical assistance, or just an insane work ethic. Regardless of how he's doing it, Tyson looks intimidating. And he's still got that aura of danger about him. You can tell Jake knows he's dealing with a legend. Then there's Jake Paul. Love him or hate him, the man knows how to market himself. That slap he took at the weigh-in? That wasn't just a slap, it was viral gold. Think about it. We're all here talking about it, sharing it, dissecting it. Jake understands the business of boxing isn't just about what happens in the ring. It's about what happens outside of it. Drama sells. But let's not forget, this isn't your standard boxing match. It's on Netflix, not pay-per-view. That alone changes the game. Instead of worrying about how many people buy the fight, they're focused on building a spectacle that grabs headlines. And it's working. People who wouldn't normally care about boxing are tuning in because of the buzz around these two. Now, let's talk money. Reportedly, Jake Paul is pulling in $40 million for this fight, while Mike Tyson is making $20 million. Think about that for a second. Tyson has spent decades fighting legends, risking everything in the ring, and now Jake, a guy who started as a YouTuber, is doubling his payday. It's wild. But that's the power of modern marketing. Jake knows how to create events that feel bigger than life, and people are willing to pay to see them. What's the game plan here? If you ask me, this fight isn't about knocking each other out. It's about delivering just enough action to keep fans excited while setting up future events. Why end it here when you can drag it out, keep the rivalry alive, and rake in even more money with a rematch? That's the smart play. A knockout would be definitive, but a close, competitive fight? That leaves the door wide open for another payday. The marketing genius of Jake Paul. One thing Jake excels at is understanding the entertainment aspect of sports. Most fighters are so focused on the technical side of boxing that they forget about the showmanship. Not Jake. He knows that moments like that slap are what get people talking. And let's face it, without the theatrics, this fight might not feel as big as it does. But here's where Jake has a challenge. Over the years, he's started to win people over. He's not as hated as he used to be. In fact, some people actually respect him now. That's not great for his brand in boxing. Villains sell tickets. When you have someone people love to root against, they tune in just to see them lose. Jake's losing a bit of that edge. He's not quite the bad guy he was when he first stepped into the ring. What about Tyson? Mike, on the other hand, doesn't need to sell himself. His legacy speaks for itself. People love him for what he's done in the sport and the persona he's built over decades. At the weigh-in, he kept it simple. No theatrics, no over-the-top trash talk. Just that classic Tyson intensity. He slapped Jake once, said the talking was over, and walked away. That's it. And honestly, it worked. But let's be real. Tyson hasn't been in a serious fight in years. Sparring and training are one thing, but stepping into the ring with someone younger and fresher is a whole different story. Sure, Jake doesn't have Tyson's experience, but he's been active, training hard, and fighting regularly. It'll be interesting to see how Tyson holds up in an actual fight situation. The bigger picture. This fight is more than just Tyson versus Jake Paul. It's a reflection of where boxing is headed. Traditionalists might hate it, but this new era of celebrity boxing is here to stay. It's less about rankings and belts and more about creating moments that capture people's attention. And honestly, it's smart. Why risk your health and grind for years when you can put on a spectacle, make millions, and go home? Jake gets that. He's built a brand on being the guy people love to hate, or at least used to hate. And Tyson? He's just enjoying the ride at this point. Final thoughts. What does this fight mean for boxing? It's a clear indication that the sport is evolving. Celebrity fights are no longer just gimmicks. They're becoming a legitimate part of the boxing world. Whether you see that as a good thing or not, there's no denying that these events draw massive attention and money. That's it for today's episode of Brianna Speaks. Thank you for spending time with me. Your thoughts and voices mean everything here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this.